really need to trim my beard up. It's starting to look a little too haggard. Today, I want to talk about a couple things. Like, when you find a really good woman, and you'll know when you do, after the honeymoon period's over of, oh, I love you, oh, I love you too, oh, I love you, all of that, okay, when shit hits the fan a couple times, and you're still chugging at it, and then things start to mellow out, you know, I don't know, let's fast forward to when you have a family, and you're working full time, shit is constantly hitting the fan, and you don't know, maybe not in your relationship, but in your life, and you're trying to figure out what to do about things. Like right now, okay, we just bought a place. We just bought a trailer. This trailer has a propane oven hookup. Didn't have an oven in it, so I had to go out and buy a new oven. I've never used propane. Even whenever I grill, I always use charcoal. I don't believe in this new age gas shit. So I have no idea what I'm doing. As stupid as that sounds, as simple as propane, I'm sure it is new to me, and I don't know what I'm doing. So we had to go out. Finally, we found an oven that we could afford because we're not fucking rich. So we can't just go out and buy a new one. And if I was rich, I would have just swapped the fucking propane thing out for an electric oven, and then that would have been it. But I don't have that kind of money, so we had to go out and find a new oven. So when we found a new oven, then we had to wait for it to get delivered, okay? Then when it finally got delivered, we got a conversion kit. Well, the conversion kit didn't have everything that we needed. So then we had to go out and buy another piece for the conversion. But you have to convert the oven, okay? So I don't know how to do that, and I'm looking at the directions, and I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I don't want to break it, and dealing with flammable gas or liquid, whatever, you don't want to fuck up, because if you fuck up, you only can fuck up once, and fucking, you know, boom, you're done. So we had to have somebody come and convert the oven. So we did. We did. So finally, after a week of waiting for the oven, then 2 weeks of waiting for the conversion to take place, and the guy to come and pay him and all that, just watching money fly out of the assholes of my wife and I. The oven's converted. All we need is propane. So we start looking up, well, how much propane are we going to need, you know? Can we get just one of those small tanks? Do we need a big fucking tank? What do we need to do? So we agreed, let's just buy a 100-pound propane tank, okay? They're about 4 foot long. You know, don't have the money for it up front. Let's just fucking pay payments and pay the shit off. So that propane tank's coming today. But because I work all the time, for very little money, I'm tired all the time. And when I get home, I want to play with my kids, or I want to see my fucking wife, or I might want to take a nap. Okay? So I didn't look into all that it takes to get a propane tank and put the fucker in the yard. So you need a fucking slab of concrete to set the fucking thing on, and then you need a brace for it, and then you need to attach the fucking brace to the tank and the tank to the concrete, which then every time that you need to fill the fucking tank, you have to remove, because they don't deliver they don't fucking deliver 100 pounds of propane. for a 100-pound tank. That's not enough. So nobody will deliver it. So I'm gonna have to pull the fucking thing out every single fucking time that I need propane and take it and get it filled, which when it's filled, it's over, 150 pounds probably, maybe more. So after weeks and weeks and weeks of getting this fucking propane tank and everything that was involved with the oven, just to run the oven, because I've been cooking on the grill this whole time, okay? Or we have like a single burner that we've been fucking using for a family of 4 with a baby on the way. Not really ideal. Finally today I start looking into what it's gonna take, and I realize we fucked up. This is gonna cost way more money. So now we have to return the fucking propane tank and just get a couple small ones. And I don't know. I guess what my point here is that I'm really glad to have my wife, because we work really well together. When one of us fucks up, neither one of us point a finger and say, you fucked up and this is your fault. We talk about what we need to do to fix the problem. That's what makes a good marriage, is working well together and agreeing that, look, we're gonna fuck up. We're gonna not educate ourselves on certain things enough and make mistakes or whatever. And you know what my wife said when I called her and told her all of this stuff that I had read on Break? She said, honey, I think when you come home you need to rest. Even with everything that we have going on, she's 8.5 months pregnant. She takes care of the kids all day long by herself, and then when I come home, I've been making dinner on the grill, but she still makes dinner sometimes, and most of the time she makes dinner when we have a fucking working oven. But she still said, I think you need to get rest because I see how tired you are. That is what makes a good relationship. That's what makes a good marriage. So anybody who tells you any different of what a good relationship looks like, it requires a lot of things. And the problem today with people is that, like a guy will meet a girl and fucking think that they're so they'll just be infatuated with each other. And a fucking year in, run off and get married and fucking, never face turmoil together, never face anything really serious down together. And 3 years into the marriage, they end up getting a divorce, or less than 3 years. They want to go and get divorced and just fucking call it quits. You will never, ever find somebody that you're going to agree with 100% of the time. And you're never, ever going to have it easy 100% of the time. You're gonna fight, you're gonna argue, you're gonna fucking be really fucking mad at each other a lot. But there is no giving up. It's a constant job. It's a constant, you have to give and take and give and take. And I know that it sounds fucking cliche, but it is a constant relationship that requires attention, and attention to detail, and attention to all kinds of things that you might not have time for. But you have to make the time, and you have to really care. Like, I care for my wife. I want to be married to my wife. I'm proud to be married to my wife. I'm happy to be married to my wife. And I will do whatever it takes to remain that way. And she to me. And that's love. Love is, no matter what, this is it. And we'll get through however we get through, but we're going to do it together. And we're going to work together to make sure that this stays the way that we have it, you know. I don't know. That's what love is. Love is a constant fucking battle of keeping up on it. It's not ever a fairy tale, and it's never going to be a fairy tale, and anybody that tells you that it is a fucking liar. You have to care about the person enough to sacrifice things, and enough to really require things as well. There's things that we've thought about that I've given up on, like that I've given in. You know, I admit, like, okay, I'm wrong, or I'm this, or I'm that, whatever. And other times, I don't want to use the phrase "it's a hill that I'm willing to die on," but other times, you know, I've made it clear that, like, look, this is important, and this is standing. So you just got to find that balance. But when you really love each other, you'll find that balance, is what I'm saying. So I don't know. Anyway, that's my lesson for today. And another thing that I learned recently, and I thought this was interesting, was I was pushed around a lot growing up. I never really felt like I had a spine, you know? So and it came from me not having a father when I was growing up. I wasn't taught to stand proud and to have a spine and really stand up proud of whatever position you were taking on whatever subject. And I fucked up the other day and stood up too tall on something that I should have just swallowed my pride. And this was a work thing. Somebody had taken the cart that I was using at work with my stuff on it, and rather than just saying, okay, whatever, I stood up to the person and kind of took it personal. And I let my pride get in the way, and I almost lost my job over it. Really fucking close to losing my job over it. If it wasn't for a few of the people that I work with, including one or two of the managers, I would have lost my job. So I learned in my 30 years a lot, but what I learned in the past week will stay with me for the rest of my life. And I have to make sure that it does, because I can forget it just as easily as I learned it. That don't let your pride stand in the way. Like, don't let it get in the way. It's a good thing to have pride. It's a good thing to have spine and not let people walk on you. But I almost lost the job that provides for my family over my pride. And that's not worth it. I have a stronger pride in taking care of my family every day than I do standing up to some fucking punk kid at work, right? So it wasn't worth it. But I didn't think in that moment. And you probably won't either. Whenever, whatever situation arises, you might fuck up, and that's all right. But I learned that lesson, and that's a lesson that I'll keep forever. Because I until that point about a week ago thought that me standing tall and having the strength to not let people walk on me at all, no give on that at all, was what being a man is about, or what whatever. And I learned that no, that can be your Achilles heel if you don't let it, if you let it. So it's a constant fucking learning experience. I just think it's interesting because I never expected to piece that together, and I don't think that I would have on my own without a lesson being presented to me that way. Of, hey, you're standing a little bit too proud right now, and sometimes people are gonna walk on you, and you can't confront them on it. You need to just walk away, because you could lose more than what you've already lost, So there's my lessons for the day. I hope I helped something, anything, whatever. If I didn't, go fuck yourself. I'll see you next time.